All right, so today the purpose of our PLC is to discuss our end-of-year ACT data.
Okay.
So I've shared the ACT data with you. I believe both of you have it open right now. In front of you, you have two pieces of information. What you've got is just a double entry organizer, an ALM tactic. That's from the text. Our text is a variety of things. We have both the data on your individual kids, and then you also have the text that is the skills on the math ACT that students need in order to score like a proficient or whatever they want to score on it. So I'm just going to ask us to take a few minutes and kind of look through your data if you'd like to, or look through the overall data, and then make some notes so we can have a discussion.
Cool. Sheet. On the first, whoever that is, the overall being those, all the changes are negative. September to December.
That's not what I see. Okay, are you on like Miss Beans?
Bean, it says like negative 20.83%.
Where are you seeing that? I'm sorry.
December cert.
Oh. That's not on mine?
On this?
Hold on, let me just click on this and I can click on where you're at.
Fall to
Oh, that
ACT.
one. Okay,
Sorry.
so what that is the fact that it's going down. So the number of kids in that category is decreasing.
They all went down, but
So
they
for
stopped being negative after Allison goes over here.
So for Bose, oh, that is weird. Why is
So I
that
was
one not
looking
like the
at
rest of them?
It looks like you just have the formula is different on those.
On just Miss Bose?
No, like hers and Beans and the
Oh.
top one are all doing the D minus the B.
Uh-huh.
But on mine and down, it's just doing D divided by, I don't know what the dollar sign makes it do.
It keeps that cell by itself. Oh, that's percent change. But, okay, so for Bean. Okay, yes. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on.
I would have noticed it if mine wasn't right next to yours to be like, one of them is negative one and mine's positive. And then I was like, oh, I did go down. My number that was less went down. My number hitting benchmark went up too, which is nice.
Okay, yes, I will fix that percentage. The numbers I still think are fine.
God bless the difference between just teaching 3 regulars versus 1 regular last year, and my scores is infuriating.
Yes. I went over this with a fine tooth comb. I was like, we're not going to find any problems with it.
Okay, and then when you're done with that, I did 100% forget your actual question.
What is the data notice? Like, what noticings do we have? And let's try to correlate that with the skills that we're having,
Yeah.
so that we can see what instructional changes we need to make to curriculum next year in order to raise our kids who didn't quite get there, but are especially the close, right? Like our 16 to 18 kids are easier to get there than the rest of them. So the document you have in front of you, the mathematics one, it says math on the front. It's like 4 pages. They kind of look the same, but it's broken up how the way the ACT breaks up all their scores. I don't have 13 all the way to 36, just because we're really focused on the kids who didn't quite get there today and what we have to do instructionally to change that for next year. So like first page, number and quantity, second page, algebra, third page, geometry, and then fourth page, stats and probability. And so it has the benchmark, the national benchmark in there. Of course, we know the state benchmarks. But we're trying to figure out, like, what does the data show that we need to work on more in our classrooms to especially help those kids who didn't quite get there, our 16 to 18 students who scored that on their ACT. Does that make sense now?
Yeah. Well, I remember the noticing part, and then I was like, I forget what else he asked me.
And then Ms. Bo, some of your data is duplicated across some of our efforts. So if you look at like the total composite one, I just don't have you in there because again, we're duplicating source.
Are you ready to talk again? You said you guys lost it.
We're going.
Oh. Okay.
Since you had questions, I thought it was a good thing to go.
I
Yeah.
was like, so I do notice first that both the below 16 and the 16 to 18 for pretty much across the board and definitely for our overall went down.
Yes.
Which is nice. And our above benchmark went up a good chunk. I like that, almost everybody, and for at least the overall, the ones that were below the 16, which is really, really low, that more of them exited that section than the bubble section. So we start getting more close to the benchmark, and then getting several of those out of the bubble section.
Well, and I appreciate you starting with the win, because like that's always the right way to frame the conversation, right? Like here's the things we're doing really well already. Yeah. And I noticed the same thing. I was like, that's super cool. We're doing really awesome with those students. We just still have kind of a significant portion that are not. If you're looking at the number of students who just overall are not getting to benchmark, we're only getting like, I think 47% of our students to benchmark.
Yes,
Which feels not great. I mean, we are getting a lot of students to benchmark. If you look at the numbers, like we increased the number of people who went to benchmark from the start of the year. And this is just juniors. This is not sophomores and juniors. So it doesn't include our higher level performing sophomores in our Algebra 2 classes. Like we increased that by 27% or 24%. That's really, really good.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
But at the same time, we still have, again, 53% just didn't
Yeah.
get there. We got a lot of them close. 22% are close to reaching their benchmark, but then like 30% of our kids are just not close at all.
So we could get those bubble kids,
Mhm.
that'd be 70%. So looking at the ACT paper with the different standards with them, the thing that jumps out to me the most with the 16 to 19 range is the sheer amount of vocab. Like I'm looking at a lot of it, I'm like, yep, these are basic elementary level things, like recognize the digits place value. That's something that they learned in elementary school, but then maybe we just have been saying the second decimal place as opposed to saying to the hundredth. So just be more intentional with the vocab on some of that, I think. But then I saw in a couple other ones too, the like multiple representations of things. So looking at it from the graph as well as from the equation or just the numbers itself. Like, I mean, we're doing that with the sequences stuff now. We're seeing how those
Do you think
look
that
graphically.
the newer curriculum next year, now that you've dipped your toe into that water, will help with some of the vocab issues because it's more vocab focused?
It's hard to say just having only looked at the first unit.
Yeah.
Because I do feel like the first unit does do great with the multiple representations. It has lots of different, like we have said geometric and arithmetic 800 times, and they're pulling it back in. You got the recursive definition, all of that. But I don't know if that's just because with sequences, like the math itself isn't heavy in sequences.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if I haven't gone far enough in the curriculum to say whether the vocab will hold up.
Yeah. One thing I think is that we are doing a better job of, with the new curriculum, like being explicit about holding to the standards of all the things instead of just like scaffolding it so much that they don't have to have any prior knowledge to be able to answer the next question, you know?
Yeah.
Like we think a lot of the year we have like scaffolded to try to get them to like do the math, but it's not necessarily the math that they need to do correct. It's being able to read the problem, figure out what is being asked of them, create some steps to try to achieve that, and then go from there. And so I think, you know, I think if we're less concerned, I know that sounds backwards, but I think if we're less concerned about like them being able to solve a multi-step equation, but like them being able to figure out steps to solve a multi-step equation, then they'll be able to kind of figure some of that other stuff out.
Cool. So what I'm hearing is that the vocab is the biggest part of getting these kids up to benchmark is what we're kind of thinking right now.
I think the vocab and the
prerequisite skills.
yeah, okay, yes. I would say the reading perseverance.
Yeah.
Which I feel like the more that we do the vocab and they're seeing it written and having to say it, then that might help with that as well.
Yeah. I mean, they don't, like, I think our kids don't need to do 80 or 50 or 20 rote of the same skill every single day, right? Like, I think what's been good about the new curriculum is, like, they're doing 6 problems that all have different kinds of things that are being asked and being asked in different ways.
It's the different ways of asking it. They're still all getting at the same thing, but asking it in different ways. And then we can supplement with every few days a practice day where they get the just straight up, I need to practice the skill over and over.
Yes.
But they understand the skill a little better when we're asking a variety of questions about it.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.